Hello everyone, I am Dr. Lakshmi Sitani from Government School of Excellence, Seedhi. Today we are going to discuss the poem Our Casuarina Tree written by Toru Dutt. Toru Dutt was a famous Indian poet and author of French and English. She was born in 1856 in Calcutta in a Bengali family. She was educated in England, France and Italy. She returned to India in 1870s and took to learning Sanskrit. She published in 1876 a sheaf gleaned in French fields that was translation of French poems in English. Another famous work was Ancient Ballads and Legends of Hindustan. She died at the early age of 21 in 1877. Our Casuarina Tree was published in 1881. It is taken from Ancient Ballads and Legends of Hindustan. In this poem, the poet revives her memories of childhood that was spent under the tree with her sibling. Let's read the poem. Let's read the poem Our Casuarina Tree. Like a huge python winding round and round, the rugged trunk indented deep with scars. Up to its very summit, near the stars, a creeper climbs in whose embrace bound. The poet is an objective description of the Casuarina tree. She describes that the creeper has bound itself round the trunk of the tree like a python. It has left deep marks on the trunk of the tree up to its very summit near the stars, and the tree is so high that it is reaching the star. A creeper climbs in whose embrace bound, and the tree is in the stranglehold of the creeper. No other tree could live, but gallantly the giant wears the scarf. The flowers are hung in crimson clusters, all the boughs among, whereon all day are gathered bird and bee. Now the poetess goes on to describe that the tree is in such a stranglehold of the creeper that no other tree could survive. The tree has been gallant. The tree has been described as giant because of its huge size and boldness. It is looking like a giant wearing the scarf because the crimson color flowers of the creeper has been hung over the tree. The bees and birds are gathering there whole day. And oft at nights the garden overflows with one sweet song that seems to have no close, sung darkling from our tree while man repose. The garden is overflooded with the sound of sweet music of birds, and it has a tranquilizing effect over men who are taking rest in their beds. Second stanza. When the poet is opening the window at dawn, when first my casement is wide open thrown, at dawn my eyes delighted on it pressed. Sometimes and most in winter, on its crest a grey baboon sits statue-like alone. Here the poetess describes what happens when she opens the window at dawn. She is delighted to see the scene outside and the scene of the tree. Here a baboon is sitting on the tree and it is sitting like a statue. Watching the sunrise while on lower boughs, his puny offspring leap about and play. And far and near kokilas hail the day, and to their pastures wend our sleepy cows. The baboon is also watching the sunrise with the poetess. And on the lower boughs, the tiny young ones of the baboon are leaping and playing. And the kokilas are just like welcoming the day, and the sleepy cows are moving slowly to their pastures as they have not shaken their lethargy. And in the shadow on the broad tank cast by that hoar tree, so beautiful and vast, the water lilies spring like snow and mast. The shadow of the tree is looking like a very beautiful and in the shadow on the broad tank cast by that hoar tree, so beautiful and vast, the water lilies spring like snow and mast. The shadow of the tree is spreading on the vast tank, and it is looking very beautiful and vast. The water lilies are springing like congealed snow and massed there. Thanks for watching my video. The other 3 stanzas will be discussed in the next video. Till then, bye.